is God really? The truth is that many people in other countries have no understanding of God at all. And though in the United States we are greatly blessed with a lot of knowledge about God, we can sometimes act just like Ram, believing that God knows nothing of our situations or is powerless to do anything about them. And what a big deal that is. A.W. Tozer famously said, "What comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us." And the most importantest fact about any man is not what he at any given time may say or do, but what he in his deep heart conceives God to be like. Bill Bright, the founder of Campus Crusade for Christ, now Cru, said something similar. How you view God and his involvement in your life touches every facet of who you are. Everything about your life, your desires, motives, attitudes, words, and actions is influenced by your perception of God. Did you catch that? Both of these godly men are making the same point, that what we believe about God is the most important thing about us, and that it affects every part of who we are. Thankfully, we have a God who loves to reveal himself to us and who goes out of his way to motivate us to seek him. In Exodus chapter 33, verse 18, God orchestrates things in such a way that moves Moses to cry out to God, "Please show me your glory." Moses is basically saying, in the words of Max Lucado, "Flex your biceps. Let me see the S on your chest. Your preeminence, your heart-stopping, ground-shaking, extra spectacularness. Would you stun me with your strength? Numb me with your wisdom? Steal my breath with a brush of yours?" And our great God answers with a yes. "I will cause all my goodness to pass in front of you." Exodus chapter 33, verse 19. And he gives Moses a glimpse of who he is. The Lord passed before him and proclaimed, the Lord, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness, keeping steadfast love for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sin." Chapter 34, verses 6 through 7. God delights in revealing his character to his people. And how incredible it is that we are most deeply satisfied when our beliefs about God are accurate. Moses wanted to see God's glory. What is that? Sparks with angels singing? No. God's glory is the revelation of his nature and character, his attributes. When the Lord chooses to show us his glory, he opens our eyes to what he is like, revealing how he wants to be known by us. When Jesus asked Peter, "Who do you say I am?" Peter declared, "The Son of the living God." Matthew chapter 16, verses 15 through 16. Jesus then pointed out that it was God who had revealed that to him. See verse 17. Anytime we know something true about God, it's because God revealed himself to us. Pause. Did you catch that? We just aren't smart enough to figure out the timeless God on our own. Any truth you know about God, you know because God opened your mind and enabled you to understand it. He unveiled his character that we may behold him. And Paul said that beholding God's glory transforms the beholder. We all, with unveiled faces, are looking as in a mirror at the glory of the Lord and are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory. This is from the Lord who is Spirit. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. As we behold God and begin to understand his vast and magnificent power, our lives cannot help but be transformed. Everything about us will change, our attitudes, actions, motives, desires. For when it comes to spiritual things, we become what we are gazing at. Everything about us is impacted when we see God as he truly is. Therefore, we need to repeatedly remind ourselves and choose to believe what's true about God, regardless of our feelings or circumstances. We need to take every thought captive and make it obedient to the Lord. See 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. We can think of our thoughts and emotions as temperature gauges indicating what we believe about God. And God is the one who reveals himself. So when we realize we're believing something not true, we need to admit we need him to help us see and believe him. We need the Holy Spirit to help us understand when God reveals himself to us